Hi everyone, it's Denise again. I'm going to try and show you how I made a tag template, how I took this, printed on my computer, and cut it into 10 of these. It worked out very well. It was much easier than I thought it was going to be. So how I did it was, this is just an Avery address shipping label template. I did it in the Print Shop 22, which is an old program that I've had. I use it all the time, but whatever you print your labels in would work fine. This is Avery 5163 address shipping label, and here's how I did it. The first thing we need to do is we need to take some measurements. We're going to find the center of our text here and the center of our text here. So you take your ruler and you lay it down. I figured just right on that P would be centered enough for me. If you want to measure and figure it out exactly, go ahead. But I put a mark there that came out to 2 5/16, which is just over 2 1/4, which that's how I think of it in my head. So you're going to put a little mark there. And then I want the same location over on this P, which that worked out great. That was 6 1/2. So you're going to put a mark there. So then just come down your paper a ways and repeat those same marks, the 2 5/16, the 6 1/2. Then you're just going to connect those. You want a vertical line down the center of your text. Draw that in. Do the same thing over here, which I already did, so it's easy now. Okay, then we need to find our center of our text horizontally. We don't need to mark all of these like I did. I thought I would need all of them. You're only going to need these 3 coordinates. So once again, I want to see how far down that is. This came out to, of course not easy, 1 7/16, which is just shy of 1 1/2. So put your little mark there. Come over here and you want to mark that again. Then I needed to figure out how far between the center of this one and the center of this one. So I tried it from the edge and that was just a little off. So then I decided to go from the center, and 2 inches was really close enough for me. So that's what I marked, just 2 inches there, 2 inches from this line to this line, marked it there. And then I went back and just connected. So I have my vertical and my horizontal. Now what we need from this is we need this little intersection point on all of these, which is the center of your text, the center of your label. And that's how we're going to center our shape in Cricut Design Studio over at the computer. So let's go do that now. Okay, now we're over at the computer. This is just a shot of my label that I did in the Print Shop 22. It's just centered. That's just one. If I show you my print preview, that just shows you the whole page all set out, so we don't need that right now. So here we are. This is in Design Studio for Cricut. This is my first page. This is what I did my Thanksgiving tags on. It's all set up. It's been tweaked. It's good. I'm happy with it. And then it was very easy to just do other shapes. If you'll see, I did those. I couldn't cut those. I forgot. I don't have home accents. I borrowed that from a girlfriend. I did these in Plant and School Book. I did just a plain rectangle in Plant and School Book. I think I'll show you the plain rectangle. Then I also did an oval. I have not cut these yet. They may need to be adjusted slightly, but here I'll show you how we're going to do this. I'm going to just open a new page to show you what we need to do. And actually, I'm going to just steal my rectangle from here since I already have it roughly the size I want. I'm just going to copy it, go to my new page, and click paste. Now technically it's exactly where we need it to be, but that's not going to help you, so I'm going to show you how I got it where I needed it to be. Okay, this is where the measurements that we took on our printout are going to come in handy. I don't know if you can see it or not. In the center of this rectangle there's a plus sign. It's the horizontal and the vertical center. It's really hard to see. See if I can zoom in if that will show you better. It's even hard to see on my screen, but well, that's too far. There, you can just see it right here. This is what we're going to use to get our exact location. So if you'll look back at your paper where we wrote down our measurements, our vertical one was at 2 5/16, which was just over 2 1/4. Now I've zoomed into the 100%. Let me zoom back out on my camera. Wrong way. I'm still not too good at all this video stuff. Okay, I just used my 100% button down here in the corner over here so that we can see better. And there's a ruler up here. Remember, our paper is 8.5 by 11. So now we need to get this vertical on the 2 1/4. You could just eyeball it, but what I found is easy when I need to get a measurement. Just click a square that we're not going to use for anything other than location. And up here, here's the 2, and these are only marked in 1/4 inch increments. And we said we were just over 2 1/4. So I'm just going to go to my 2 1/4 mark and just move it over a little bit to the side. Okay, so this is going to give me my vertical. Now I'm going to take the plus mark that you probably can't see on the video, but on your computer screen you'll be able to. Take your arrow key and move it. If you can see, it's going right here. We want to line that vertical one right up on this line. So I'm going to click over. And it went pretty good. If it moves too far, if you hold your control button down and then use your arrow key, it moves in a much smaller increment to get that lined up. So anyway, that one's pretty good. So there's our first one. We move this. This is just, we're going to use this off and on to get our locations correct. Okay, so we're going to click on this, we're going to copy it, we're going to paste it. Now we already have this in the right place. We just need to move this one over as far as it needs to go. So if you check back on your paper, we determined that that one, the vertical center, was 6 1/2 inches over. I'm just double checking. So we're going to grab our little spacer box. We're going to line that up right on the 6 1/2, which is easy. Click on this, use your arrow key, and you want your vertical center right on that. I'm going to use my control key again to get it right there. Okay, we have our vertical set on those. Now we need to worry about it this way. And I'm going to check, and we decided that was 1 7/16, which is a little bit less than 1 1/2. So once again, I'm going to grab our little box over here, and 1 1/2 is right here. So I'm going to go up just a touch. I'm going to drag it wider, and this one's already in place because I copied and pasted it from the other page, which is right. So, and then this one will be because that was already set. So we have those two completely set already. It's not hard from this point at all. Figure out one more, and then it's just a matter of copying and pasting. So we determined on our paper that the distance between the first row and the second row of the centers was 2 inches. So I'm going to change the dimensions of my spacer box. I'm going to just turn it into a 2-inch square. I'm going to go up to the width and the height and just type a 2 in each one and hit enter, and then I know that that's 2 inches. I'm going to take it, I'm going to line it up on the horizontal line of that plus sign. I'm going to click copy and paste, and now I'm going to use my down key and I want the center horizontal line of that plus sign to be right on the line, bottom line of my square. I'm going to hold my control key down so I can get a finer adjustment, get it to where I like it. Now I just have to keep doing this. There's no more measuring. I can use my little spacer square. I'm going to move this down. The top of this square should go right on that center horizontal of the box you just did. I'm going to click on the rectangle, copy, paste, use your down arrow key again. You want the center horizontal plus mark to line up on the bottom of your square. I'm going to move it down again. It's easier and easier as you go along. We're going to copy and paste the rectangle again. Copy, paste, go down. You want that center plus line centered right on there. Move your square down again. The top of the line on the center. Copy and paste your rectangle. And just scroll down so we can see better. Use my down arrow keys. Okay, that looks pretty good. Fit view. Okay, so we're done with that whole roll. I'm going to take our square. I'm going to try to take our square. Sometimes this just doesn't like me. I'm holding it down and it's not going. Okay, so now we just need to do this row. You can either copy this one and move it down or copy this one and move it over. It really doesn't matter. I'm going to copy and move it down just because I already have my little box set up. So you're going to bring that up. The top of your box goes on that horizontal hash mark. Going to copy and paste your rectangle. Use your arrow keys.